Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to our second presentation on Europe in conjunction with our friends at Abercrombie and Kent. Tonight, we're joined by Cynthia Reed, our Regional Sales Director, and Abby Austin, our Marketing Coordinator. Cynthia lives here in the Bay Area. Abby's coming to us from Downers Grove in their Illinois headquarters. And joining us from Cheltenham, England, again, will be Andrew Gallagher. And I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that the technology will work. And with that, take it away, Cynthia.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for our advisors on the call listening to the recording. It's been such a pleasure to work alongside you all these years. We're so appreciative of everything that Fugazi Travel Advisors and the professional experts that advise all of you, the travelers, have shown us over the years, and we work very closely together. We're honored to be here tonight to talk about two parts of Europe that are particularly popular at this point: European villa rentals for friends or family traveling together, and barges, chartering a canal vessel or barge in one of the European countries. A little bit later, we're joined by Andrew Gallagher, as Bob said, our Regional Sales and Marketing Manager based in the UK. He's got a really great program for us. I learned a lot listening to him. Although I've stayed in a villa and I've traveled on several of the barges, there's so much to learn about different pockets of Europe, and what better way to do that than to be placed in one area, either through a villa rental and really get to know that area for a week, or chartering a canal cruising vessel that goes much slower than the river cruising vessels. So you see a little corner of Europe, and you're off the vessel each day with the bus or the bicycles, or walking into town. You have guides and cruise directors with you. So you really get to know a small corner of France or Italy or Holland or Belgium or England or Ireland. And that's a really lovely way to slow down. It's a slow travel idea. So that's what we're going to hear about in a few minutes. Before we get started, I wanted to offer our list of open destinations. If you have traveled with Abercrombie and Kent, thank you for trusting us with your very precious time and resources. And if you have yet to travel with us, we hope you'll look at Abercrombie and Kent and work with your favorite Fugazi travel advisor to go to one of these open destinations at this point, or any of the rest of the world that we operate in when those become open. To help offer some confidence in making a travel plan with your favorite advisor at Fugazi, we offer Book with Confidence. Any booking made now through July 31st for travel in 2021 or 2022, you can cancel without penalty up to 15 days before departure for a COVID-related reason, either at home or in your destination. So put a little bit of money down now to get your dates locked in for later this year or next year. And then let's see how it all moves forward as the world opens. And as a thank you for joining us tonight or listening on the recording, if you make a booking by May 30th for any time this year or next year, you will save $250 as our way of thanking you for your time.
Hi, everybody, and thank you again, Bob and the team at Fugazi, for allowing me to come back, and this time to extend our European knowledge, but also talk about our villa portfolio here in Europe. I'm also going to touch on barges as another wonderful way to see Europe. And as the world begins to open up again, there's the prospect of travel becomes a little bit more of a reality, as we've seen other countries that we talked about last week that are opening up. The prospect of obviously being able to travel again may cause a little bit of a concern, and I want to be able to make sure we've got to be able to create that peace of mind for when you are traveling again. And this is what your travel advisor at Fugazi and ourselves here at A&K are for, in order to make sure everything is seamless as possible for you. Our A&K Villas team have more than 55 years of experience, so you could be sure that we'll be able to look after you in anything unexpected that may happen. So let's get started. From understated elegance to outstanding opulence, our range of villas cater for every single taste. The quality of our properties, combined with really very much so our can-do approach, our local contacts as well, ensure that we stand out in the market and truly offer a memorable experience wherever you may travel to in any of our villa portfolio. So just to give you a bit of an idea of where we are and what we do, we have over 600 hand-selected properties throughout Europe in some of the most popular locations, from Portugal and the Algarve, majority of the property, to Spain, Andalusia, and also the Balearic Islands of Ibiza and Mallorca, the south of France as well, into Italy, all the way throughout Italy. It's where the majority of our properties are. Croatia as well, Greece, which are all on the kind of travel list from May, and the UK, which a lot of them are featured around the Cotswolds, but also further north and into Scotland as well. So there's a huge amount of properties there to choose from, and I'm going to touch on a little bit of information about that for you. So a picture may be worth 1,000 words, but we want to make sure that what you see is what you get. We definitely do not want to be able to misrepresent a villa in any way. Every villa across our portfolio has been visited, carefully inspected, and has been deemed suitable for our clients. And that's really important when there's a lot of properties out there. When you look at Airbnb style, in terms of that aren't regulated, all of ours have been completely, fully health and safety checked. So by choosing these type of villas, personally, professionally, we have very much a vested interest in each of the properties. So we're sure to make sure that you will love the property that you're able to choose. It's not like a hotel that if you don't like a room, you can move to another room if there is availability. If you get to a villa and it's not the right property and you don't like it, we haven't done our job correctly. So we want to make sure that we're working with the team at Fugazi. We work with yourselves. Getting on a conference call as well is a great way to be able to understand what you're really looking for. And that's what we're here to be able to help you with. The portfolio ranges from 1-bedroom properties right the way through to 24 bedrooms. So whatever the request, we can cater for it across Europe. So you may be asking, is a villa the right option for us whenever we're traveling and you've been used to staying in hotels? Well, I guess the simple answer is yes, it's right for anybody really, from couples through to groups of large friends traveling together, going for a celebration. Villa holidays are a popular choice with families. Of course, it's for obvious reasons. You're on your own, you've got the privacy. It's a home away from home, essentially, with all the comforts you'd expect. They're an ideal solution for those looking for also privacy, freedom, flexibility. I've got a young family myself, and we tend to stay in villas when we travel, just because my children are getting up so early in the morning. They want to be in a pool immediately. They don't want to wait for breakfast in a hotel. So having that freedom and flexibility for us is the right way. So for a young family, it's a great way to be able to travel and see a destination. Also, remember, the great thing about staying in a villa compared to staying in a hotel is that the more people you add in a villa, the cheaper it becomes. You can have a larger property with more people there. It's not like a hotel where you keep adding on hotel rooms. So it's more of an economical way to travel sometimes, but obviously just a bit different for different people. You're also spoilt for choice when it comes through to amenities. In some of the properties, you simply won't leave once you arrive. There are some of them are absolutely incredible from the views. Many of the properties have stunning swimming pools with incredible views, like this one on the left-hand side on Lake Como. State-of-the-art gyms, so you can keep fit and active as you travel. Cinema rooms, so for when the family movie night and you can really get together and snuggle in and watch a movie. Many properties have their own tennis or basketball courts. So there's a huge amount to be able to have. And if really depending on what you're looking for, there's a lot of entertainment there for the whole family. Some properties are fully staffed, so you can have a private chef and maid service on hand. Or some you can be left to your own devices. You can go down to the local market, find your food, and then come and cook for yourselves. And then maybe have a maid that comes in and changes all the sheets and linens halfway through the week. So it's really entirely up to you how you'd like your vacation to be created for you. And that's what we're here to be able to make sure we're matching up the right property with the right staffing requirements. And the choices really are endless. Here's a short little video highlighting some of the properties in our portfolio. It's 2 minutes long, because still images still don't always do a lot of the properties justice, really. So I hope that's helped and give you a bit of an idea and some of the style of some of the properties that we have across the continent. Extra services are also available. So here's just a sample in terms of what else we can create through Fugazi and A&K. When you're staying at your property can be used as your set base, and then we're able to style and create the perfect itinerary in order to really make the most out of each destination that you want to travel in. So we can range pre and post stays. A stay in a villa tends to be from Saturday to Saturday, so international flights might not always work around that, or you want to see some of the different cities around Europe, so we can arrange the pre and post hotel stays. Car hire, should you want to drive yourselves around in a destination. Airport transfers as well, so arriving to the property in style. Private dinners as well, with award-winning chefs. You know, if you're marking something special, a special celebration, we're able to create the perfect private dinner for you. Full sightseeing tours to really get to know a destination, we're able to create. If you're on the coast, getting out on a yacht and seeing some of the wonderful destination out on the water for the day is a great way to be able to go and explore. Obviously, vineyards, wine tasting, an absolute must whenever you're traveling through into Europe, and we'll create some of the private wine tastings around some of the fantastic vineyards as well. Something a little bit slower paced, yoga instructors coming to the property, and tennis lessons, maybe for the children. So here's just a few examples of what we can include and create some of the memorable experiences in one of our villas. The pandemic has allowed us to look at things in different ways, which means, you know, traveling in a different way as well. So this is really kind of the ideal time, the ideal way to do something completely different. And this is what I really wanted to touch on at the end now, is looking at experiences across Europe. Barging is an ideal way really for experiencing a different destination in a different way. So barging, particularly for experienced and sophisticated cruisers who are looking for something slightly different. If you're looking for more of an experiential tour where the destination is more important as the cruise itself, or perhaps foodies who you really love French, Italian, and European cuisine and fine wines that we match up on board, and also friends and family getting together and chartering a barge, maybe for a special occasion, a themed cruise. It could be a golf group that you're putting together and you wanted to use the barge as a base. It's a great way to be able to go and see and get under the skin of a destination. So let me tell you a little bit about barges in terms of, if you may have done a river cruise before, barge charters are very different to river cruises. So if any of you have done the river cruise, this is typically that barges range between 6 and 20 people on board a barge, compared to a river cruise where you could have up to 200 people on board. So, very different in size. Cruising in a barge is much more scenic, as the waterways are not accessible to some of the larger vessels. So most importantly, it's much more relaxing, slower pace. It gives you time to get under the skin of a destination and a particular region that you might be in. Cruising options, we operate from Scotland to the south of France and to Venice in the east. So there's a huge amount of variety there. We cruise in regions of Europe rich with culture, gastronomic heritage, and all our cruise itineraries pass through or near wine or whiskey producing areas. So you really get a chance to visit the vineyards or distilleries as well. We cruise from early March to the end of October, so you're really getting the most out of the great season. Mostly in France, so that's the majority of where the barges are, but also in Italy, Holland, Belgium, Germany, Luxembourg, England, Scotland, and Ireland. I would say Burgundy is the main area really in France for hotel barging. There's 6 barges. Then there's the Canal du Midi, where there's 3 barges, and also Alsace and Gascony and Bordeaux. So that's really the main areas. It's fantastic areas to go and explore. Most hotel barges started life as actually cargo vessels. So you can see they're quite industrial into the way that they look, and they carry produce, but have since been converted into luxury hotel, boutique accommodation, really creating quite an intimate atmosphere, really high levels of personal service on board as well with the crew. And cruises are based on 6 nights on board. So you get a chance to enjoy a balanced blend of daily excursions, sightseeing, and also you get a chance to cruise as well. So in terms of a comparison, which is why I wanted to pair this up with the villas portfolio, it's very similar to staying in a private villa, but it's all inclusive. And you've got your guided and tailored excursions and obviously your personal crew as well. So it's great different options. And on board, you've also got bicycles that you can take the bikes off and cycle along the towpath, which is a wonderful way to be able to go and see and get a bit active as well and go and see some of the markets around. So thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. I know I've gone through a few areas again that hopefully you've got your taste buds going and start planning travel again. So reach out to your travel advisor at Fugazi Travel. We are on hand to help and work together on that. We're always happy to jump on conference calls together with you if you've got set questions about what's happening on the ground in Europe. So thank you for your time, and I'm going to hand you back over to Cynthia. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. That was a really nice overview and introduction to different corners of Europe that maybe not all of us know. I know I really treasured the time 7 of my family members took a barge in Loire for a week, and we had so much fun. We were aged 22 to 80 and cousins and my parents and my brother and his wife, and it was just so fun. And we'd all go out on the morning excursion and we'd come back on board for really lavish, locally, sourced food lunch. great cheeses, of course, lunch and dinner. And then my dad would stay on board the vessel. Some of us would take a bicycle. Some of us would go on the afternoon excursion. And then we'd meet up for a lovely dinner. And it went on for hours in the evening. You know, there wasn't TV and we weren't all on our phones trying to send emails or anything. We were just having a lovely 4-course French dinner. And it was unlimited open bar, and wonderful cheeses again for dinner and dessert, and just really a relaxing, great way to get together for a week. So I highly recommend barging with loved ones. It's a really great thing to do. So just a quick reminder of the thank you for listening today or on the recording. $250 per person is exclusive to Fugazi travel for new bookings made by May 30th for travel this year or next year. And with that, I'll turn it over to Bob and the team at Fugazi. And I thank you for your interest. And we so appreciate this opportunity to talk about Europe as regards villas and barging.
Cynthia, thank you very much. And also a big thank you to Andrew. I know it's difficult with the time change and being in different parts of the world to put these all together. I also want to thank my coworkers at Fugazi. I know Erica, Liz, Nancy, you've all worked very hard to advise your clients that these presentations are going on. And we look forward to having all of you on our next one in a month or so. If you have any questions at all, I can't emphasize enough, please go back to your favorite advisor at Fugazi Travel, and we'll find out whatever it is you need to know and get back to you. Thank you all. I wish you a lovely evening.